Hi, welcome to Soul Food Ministries and Outreach. I'm Henriette Hobson. Thank you for tuning in. Well, today is Good Friday. Praise Jesus is what we celebrate as Good Friday, remembering Jesus. Just a special time of the year, like I said, for all people that don't usually worship Him daily. It's just a time to for people to set aside that need the little extra push. Okay. Um, it's always a beautiful time. It's just, it just is something different about that day. The atmosphere is different. I don't know if people are praying more or, if it's because worldwide or whatever, people are praying and reminiscing, remembering, and worshiping Him more than ever before. Makes a huge difference. Here, the sun is shining. A lot of times, it's cloudy or storming or whatever, but praise God, it's a beautiful day today here. We are 78 degrees, 80 degrees. And so it's been awesome. It's been awesome. I've been in pretty much all day, studying, learning, listening to my videos, and doing my hair. There's a challenge. I'm still not finished, but I had just an episode of over processing. A lot of it fell out and it was growing back, and it was just this challenge with it all. And I wanted to just kind of let it get healthy again and strong and grow back. I'm really not wanting to go to a salon, and so I prayed and prayed for strength and bit the bullet and just started to doing it myself, and bought me some hair from Amazon and did the thing. So anyway, I have been listening to my little favorite couple that I listen to, Erica and Tim, and they never cease to amaze me, the Holy Spirit through them. Now, a lot of the things that I'm listening to now are older videos, but the power is so prevalent and alive in those videos, and the message going out. Everyone, not just Christians, but everyone should listen to them because this affects everyone. The satanic world affects the secular world more than it does even really the Christian world, because the Christian world, even though it wreaks havoc with us as well, if we're not on point all the time like we need to be, but because of Christ and His power, we can overcome, and we've got more on our side than not, but for those that are not born again, they don't have that. And so it is destroying mankind. So everyone needs to listen to it. One of the things is everything just the cover has been blown off of this whole situation with this entertainer rapper Diddy, Sean Combs, and it is as sad. It's something that needs to take place because he can't stop. But it's sad to me. I hate to see our black men lives ruined like that. All the talent and all of the intelligence and whatever that he has and skills. And after listening, to how the enemy works, the kingdom of Satan works, I understand a lot of that much better than just knowing, okay, he's got demons and this, that. He has ruined a lot of people's lives of all ages. I mean, it's bad. The thing is there was a video that he was making when it started crumbling, and he was sounding as if he doesn't get it why he's being attacked. And I thought, how in the world could he? Where is he? The thing is, his soul has been captured. He sold it, but even before it was captured, and developed into this horrific serial abuser that what was it going to say? Things that just were already wrong and messed up with him. But then, once you sell your soul and the enemy captures it and bottles it, really, you're no longer that same person at all. He takes the place of the soul that you had that had any form of morals or, what's the word I was looking for? Just being sorry for what you do. I mean, he just plots it, puts it out there. Anyone that videos those horrific things, their soul has been captured because they are incriminating themselves as well as they're hurting other people. And it was the saddest thing to see because he's so lost. And so I am praying for him, and I pray that you all pray for him too. I'm not praying necessarily that he won't go to jail or whatever, but I am praying that he will be set free and he can stop being tormented and stop tormenting others. You do the things that's been done, and you're going to go to jail. I mean, he's gotten by for many, many, many years. And unfortunately, because so many people were hurt and young children. That world is very evil and dangerous. And people that never imagined themselves doing any of those things found themselves doing all of those things. Because there's a spirit operating in place of your soul. It has captured your soul, and then it is operating as an imposter in the earth with your body. And so I ask you to pray for him and all the people that he's hurt. You can't judge a book by a cover, Oh, I remember when in the Bible when Samuel was sent by the Lord to go and anoint David as king. And he had no idea who David was and what David looked like or anything. David was just a young boy at the time. Young man. He was like 14 or 15 or something like that. Maybe even a little younger. But he was out in the fields shepherding his father's flock of sheep. And he had seven other brothers. I think it was 8 of them or 7 of them, whichever one. So while he's out in the fields, and Samuel gets there, and he begins to cast lots at that time. And when he had the oldest son, he was tall and handsome and, stood a foot tall, they say, over others, and just had this presence of kingship and royalty or whatever, And the lots didn't come up for him. And Samuel's like, whoa, wow, what happened, Lord? I thought for sure he was the one, And the Lord told him, I don't judge by outward appearance. I'm looking at the heart of the man. So he kept going down the line with, all of the brothers until no one else was left, and the lots didn't fall on any of them. And he was like, well, I know God sent me here to your house, Jesse. Jesse was David's father. He said, so do you have any more sons? And he said, yeah, I have one other son, but he's, boy out there, with the sheep, And he said, well, somebody needs to go get him because he must be the one. I have to anoint him before I leave, and I am not going to sit down to eat, or no one is going to sit down and do anything until this young man gets here. So long story short, they did, and he did. He anointed him king. It was like that with Sean Combs. He was a handsome man, especially in his young years. And just all the talent. Just the energy with the dancing and the rapping and the creativity of the videos and just all of this, the clothing line and all that. He just had swallowed people up with that. And surely you think, he was not who he really turned out to be. And it's just sad. It's sad. But you know what? Jesus will deliver him if he will come surrendering everything. He will. There is nothing that we can do down here in this flesh that Jesus will not forgive. He came to forgive us of everything. That was the whole point of all that horrific suffering and paying the price for us. But you must come fully surrendered, not willing to go back to any of that ever, and sorrier than ever. The young lady that's the wife, in the marriage of the couple, she's the one that this ministry is really came forward about. It was for her to share her testimony, to let people know and be aware of how they are being harmed. And how, that it is huge. She took a big step doing that. She does not back down on what she did. She tells it all. I mean, really. And it's quite incriminating, but she just tells it all. And she's so sorry about it. She's so repentant about it. And she said, that's why I go back to where I was initiated in where my grandmother lived over by where, and where I live, in Uganda. She's in Kenya now. She said, and I feed the hungry and help them and have a ministry of taking care of those in need and the poor and the widows and what have you. She said, I want to give back and try to mend some of the mess that I made when I was lost and, in that evil work. That is huge. That's a real born again person. That's what Zacharias did when he found himself short of the glory of God. He came down out that tree. He ate with Jesus, took him to his house, and then he went and started paying people back all that he stole from them, or as much as he could, whatever. So that's one of the confirmations that this is the real deal with them. And she travels around and she's constantly telling you, I'm telling you this not to be afraid, because Jesus is more powerful than Satan. And she'll tell you the different situations that took place where they thought they were so powerful, even Satan in one of those demonic meetings. And some people were praying or whatever, I forget the situation. Listen, she said it broke that meeting up. Lightning flashed, thunders, crashing and booming, and the earth was shaking. Earthquakes started happening, even shook Satan off of his throne. And then angels start coming down and beating all of them. See, nobody tells those kind of stories because Satan wants himself to look like, he is the big bad, wolf. And, you know, prayer is so powerful. Consecrated prayer. I mean, deep and digging in and dug in, and a culture of prayer, an altar of prayer that you have with the Lord, a relationship. They describe the altar as a place where two rams meet. Let me see, what was it? I wrote it down. An altar is a junction point where two dimensions meet. Now, my scribble, then I'll have my reading glass on. So it was like she is wrecking Satan's kingdom by informing us because it makes us aware. It keeps us from being caught so regularly or so easily or caught at all. It just depends on what you decide to do with the information that she's giving. I'm going to use it all. I'm going to, apply it to my life to help me and my family, because when you live for the Lord and you're serious about it, you're a target. People have tried to make me fall and throw me under the bus and set me up for failure and humiliation and all sorts of horrible things. Just because I love the Lord. I mean, I'm serious. Done nothing to any of these people. And you can't walk around in that la-la land that, well, why would they hurt me? I'm not doing anything to hurt them. They don't look like a person that would actually do something like that. Don't ever underestimate anyone. I don't care what they look like, who they are, what position they have, how kind they seem they are to you in your face. They can be behind and will be behind your back setting you up in the worst way. Don't get so helpful that you just, you're going to help somebody even though and even when you don't know. You sit down and talk to people long enough, some stuff will start coming out. I've done it. And you almost can't believe that. Really? Are you actually saying that? Men and women propositioning you, trying to get you to sleep with them, trying to initiate you into witchcraft. I mean, it is right in the church. Right in the church. I've had witches to try to lure me in Bible conferences, to their hotel room. I did not know that this girl was a witch, but I knew something is not right about this girl. And now that I'm listening to, and she just kept trying to get me to come up. We'd gone to lunch. I treated her to lunch. I was the older, person, more mature, senior Christian. And excuse me, she just kind of latched onto me from out of nowhere. And she was, from Nigeria. Doesn't make any difference where you're from, which is all here in the U.S., born, raised, and what have you. But, and just nice, and I thought she was just there by herself, didn't know anybody really, and they travel like me. And so, just the kind of person that I am, I said, well, hey, I'll treat you to lunch. Come on, let's go get something to eat. I had my own car and everything. And she was wearing she had heels or something on, and she had said something about my feet are hurting, these shoes. She wanted to go get her shoes from the hotel room or something like that, but she kept talking about her feet hurt. I said, well, I got an extra pair of tennis shoes here in the car. Why don't you just wear those? I know they might be too big or whatever, but you can, put them on just to keep your feet from hurting. And so she tried to steal my shoes. And so then, well, either she was trying to wear them so she could probably put some kind of curse on them or something, or she was trying to wear them and take them with her so she'd have a point of contact to be able to try to do with her dirt and witchery, against me or something. And I dropped her off at the place where she was staying, the hotel where she was staying, and she kept saying, come on in. And I was like, no, I'm not coming. I won't come. I won't come in. I'll see you tonight at the meeting. And she was like, no, you need to come on in. I mean, she just kept on. I said, no, I'm not coming in. No, I'm not coming up. I said, I'll see you at the meeting tonight. And so she tried her best to get me in that room. And I don't know what she had in mind, but I wasn't having it. So all I know. So, I mean, and I didn't realize what all was involved in that until I started listening to this couple. I thought I'd be doggone. And God is just so good, because even in our stupid ignorance, I should say, He'll protect you if you have a relationship and close enough with Him that you hear Him. Sometimes you hear Him and you bypass it with your own, reasoning. And that's dangerous. I've done that before, and I paid a heavy price. But I'm here, and I'm still in Jesus, no matter what anybody has tried to do to me. You understand? Jesus is greater, and it's more to be with me than it is with them. I have a host of angels that God has assigned to me, as He have every believer, person that is born again, to keep me, lest I dash my foot against a stone. Even when I bypass it, I may get wounded a little, but they make sure that I'll come out all right. So you just have to build that relationship with Him. The altar is to be in you, to carry that altar with you. The gentleman that was her husband was saying, the couple. And her husband was, making a point about altars and covenants. His life was about altars and covenants. And he was saying, well, you can have your little altar in your home, or, on the job or whatever. You don't have to, have it all decorated But it's not about a physical altar. Not at all. I mean, you can do it but I don't, Satan does that stuff. That's flesh. It's a place that, when you just like your desk or a little corner that you're used to going in, sitting in, kneeling in to pray and meditate on the word, read the word, talk to the Lord. But that altar has to be inside of you. You are the altar, because it goes with you wherever you are. If you're not at home and you're in the car traveling to get to your job where the other altar is, you're in trouble if you don't have an altar inside of you. See, it's all about, that's the reason why the Ark of the Covenant and all that was just, God allowed that to be done away with, because He was done with that. It's about an altar inside of you, or the altars inside of you, however it works out. I can remember when we first built our home ourselves, we didn't hands-on build it, but it was built from the ground, piece of land, blah, blah, blah. And I had an area where that's where I would go to kind of be by myself, away from everybody, away from the kids, like that really happened. But, and it was in my bathroom, my master bathroom, and I had a step up to the to the tub, and I used to pray right there in that corner. And it was a vent sitting there. And so in the summer it was cold, and in the winter it was heat coming out, and I was cuddled up under my blanket either time, because that's just me. So, and I would have my Bible, and that's where I would be. And I remember there was a time that I got distracted. I don't even remember what was going on, but I kind of got away from going to that spot, because it was like every day 3, 4 times a day. I'd fall asleep there, at night. My husband worked a night shift. And so, that would give me time to pray, throughout the night or whatever. So I had gotten away from it and I wasn't there like I was normal. And I don't remember how long I had been away. Oh, excuse me. I don't remember exactly how long I had been away, but uh, I said, I have to get back to my prayer corner there. I haven't been there in a long time. I need to get back over there and start praying again. There. Not just walking around praying only. And I miss being there with the Lord. And so I had my Bible, and I was gonna come back. I had to go and grab a couple other things and do something. But I picked my Bible up and I walked to the spot and I dropped it down, on that spot or on the step or whatever. And I'll be back. And the Lord spoke to me as soon as I dropped the Bible there. And he said, I've been waiting for you. Ooh, that was so powerful. I mean, literally just ringing through me. You don't think that he misses you. Wow. It gets emotional thinking to talk about something like that. Okay, trying to hold it together. And when you regularly have a spot and even a specific time, it builds a particular relationship with him. And power is there. His presence is there. Things are happening that you have no idea are happening. I can also remember we were in the mid transition of moving into the house we were building. That was before. And my husband, after I fixed his food, because he was working a lot and I had to have everything on time, bam, 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 and because he had to come home and go to sleep because he had to go to another job. So when I got finished feeding him and what have you, and it was time to get the kids organized so I can get ready to put them down, I had a spot in the living room where I would go and pray. And I would be before the Lord at the same time in that spot. I don't remember how long before this particular thing happened, but it had to be a year, maybe. Might not have been quite that long. But then one day, a lot of things transpired. It was a whole lot of demonic stuff that was going on around me because it wasn't my house, and I was in warfare a lot. But that was my spot. And then one evening, I went and hurried to go and get down before the Lord. And I just got down on my knees, and propped my elbows up on the couch and began to, talk. I don't remember what I said, Father, in Jesus' name, or however I began that prayer. But before I could even get started, I felt my soul go up. I literally felt it go up to connect with him. It was so powerful, and it scared me actually a little bit because I was like, whoa, what was that? Never had happened to me where I could feel it. It was obviously taking place all along, but I never felt it. And he let me feel it. I mean, literally, I felt that thing come, whoo, power, awesome. It was the relationship. So I pray that you enjoy your resurrection weekend and remember him, meditate on him, and I will see you next time.